Well, Gmail is getting all fancy schmancy with AI tool Gemini offering lots of new features to users. Brand and digital strategist Fisher, who can be found on X and Threads with username @Fisher and through his website, fisher.media, is here to explain. Good morning, Fisher.
Good morning, Ken.
Well, Google, turning Gmail into a full on AI powerhouse? Talk about the new Gemini features being rolled out.
Absolutely. Before we get to that, I will mention that Google is also going to offer you the opportunity to change your email address. So I've made reference to this. If you have high school quarterback star 101 at gmail.com as your email for the past 30 years, you'll be able to update that to something more relevant for 2026 and for your mid 40s. But what you were talking about, Google has announced new Gemini-powered AI features for Gmail, which now serves more than 3 billion users worldwide. Gmail, not the Gemini-powered AI features yet. A major addition is AI-generated summaries of email threads. When opening an email with dozens of replies, Gmail will now synthesize the full conversation into a concise overview of the key points. Updates also include upgraded suggested replies, an evolution of the older Smart Replies tool. It now gives context to generate more relevant one-click response options. Google is enhancing the proofreading feature as well, allowing AI to check grammar, improve conciseness, and make messages more polished. Some of these AI features will be enabled by default in users' inboxes, meaning people who don't want them must proactively opt out. And you can do that, and I'm just looking at my Gmail. You go to a little sprocket on the top of your Gmail, that's the settings. You expand all of the settings, and you'll see something called Smart Features and Workplace Smart Features, and then you can scroll down and you can choose. Now, the caveat to this is that if you want to turn off the AI, you will also turn off things like the ability of your boarding pass be imported into your calendar from Gmail, or your online reservations of either an appointment to get your oil changed or restaurant reservations. So they're packaging it as a kind of all or nothing. You've been used to these features for 20 years. Sorry, if you don't want the AI, they might go away. So some of the very easy things that you've been enjoying for so long are tied to the AI. Now, the new capabilities have been built on Gemini's integrations from last year. It's now Gemini 3. The rollout is going to happen in phases as part of the broader push to embed Gemini AI across all of their consumer products. So this will be rolled into Calendar and how it interacts with Google Docs and all of that, Google Drive. So you might actually be able to refer to a document that you were working on in an email. Now, some of these features are great. If you want to search, what was that plumber that I used 3 years ago? Literally, you could type that into a search and Gemini AI will search through all of the Google programs to find that for you. That also comes at a potential risk of subscription. So if you want some of these enhanced AI opportunities, you will have to pay a subscription price. Now, again, this move strengthens Google's position in the generative AI race, leveraging massive Gmail user base, we talked about it earlier, to compete against companies like OpenAI and Anthropic. So good opportunities for Gmail, but it's coming at a cost one way or another, privacy or money.
Yeah, well, whenever I want to search that plumber from 2 years ago, I look up butt crack, and that usually
Yeah.
takes me right
Well,
to
that's the plumber
butt
company
crack.
that you actually hired, Butt Crack Plumbing.
Well, we used to work. Remember the engineer we used to work with
Yes,
many
I,
years ago?
I name
We
came right
won't
to the
mention
top of my
because
head. Nope.
he
Yes.
is deceased now, so we will make
Yes.
you rest in peace. Okay. Well, listen. In other news, scammers are striking again. This time, piggybacking on last week's major Verizon outage that left thousands without service. So, what is this latest scam?
Yeah, so law enforcement officials are issuing a public warning after receiving complaints about the scam targeting Verizon customers. It exploits Verizon's recent nationwide service outage. It affected nearly 180,000 customers all across the United States last week. And the company's legitimate announcement of a $20 account credit for impacted users. Scammers are sending unsolicited text messages and emails pretending to be from Verizon, offering the $20 credit as compensation for the outing. The fraudulent messages include malicious links that victims are urged to click in order to claim or redeem the credit. Clicking the link, of course, can lead to consequences of theft of personal information, Verizon account details, because they'll ask you to sign in to your account Of course, officials advise do not click the link. We talk about this all the time. I say all the time, if you get a link in an email or a text, just go to the site, especially in Verizon. You go to My Verizon app or you go to Verizon's website. It'll be communicated to you. You don't have to click a link. Now, you do have to redeem the certificate that Verizon is offering. But again, you do it on the website of Verizon's website or you do it in the My Verizon app. So do not click a link that you get in an email or that you get via text. And we talked about this recently, Ken, that even if you get an email from your bank to check your balance, the Social Security Administration, whatever the case is, just go to ssa.gov or go to bankofamerica.com or whatever the site is, log in, you'll get the same information. You don't have to click a link, and that keeps you from falling and trying to decipher, is this email real? Is this actually from my bank? Is this an Instagram password reset email? Just save yourself some time and just go to the site or go to the app and it'll tell you the same information.
I have my mother trained so well now because she's 87, you know,
Mm-hmm.
mom, and she's 87 years old. And I have now trained her so well not to click on anything ever that on occasion I will text her a link.
Mm-hmm.
She now knows. She calls me before she clicks. Good
Smart.
mom. Good for
Yeah.
mom. She
Because a
won't click.
lot of
And
people
I
do
said,
that,
Mom,
right? Is they'll
right,
just send a link for you to check out. I mean, you and I do that all the time of stories to
all the
look at
time.
and things of that. But yeah, I mean, if you get a link and you don't know who it's from, or if you're unsure if it's legit, call them or text back saying, what is this? Or I do that to you sometimes. I get a link, what is this? Oh, it's a story to check out. Okay, cool. Because maybe the preview doesn't pop up on the phone and you can't see what it is. So yeah, you got to be cautious.
Yeah. And by the way, I will stop sending you the mouse pornography links. I'm sorry. It
I
is
show it to Dexter. He doesn't, he's not into it.
Dexter's his dog, by the way. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's this proclivity I have. I just can't help myself. I don't know, but something about the mouse. Uh, but no, we talked yesterday.
Mouse.
Of course, we were on. I used to work for them. Yesterday, we were talking on WOR radio in New York. We had John, and we were talking about again password. I don't think we can mention
Mhm.
this enough. How often should you change your passwords?
Yeah, again, I think you should do it at least once a quarter if you can. But if you do have one of those password programs, Apple has one built into all of their operating systems. Chrome has Google Passwords. Of course, it's Google Passwords. And Samsung has their own. Everybody kind of has their own deal. You can create a very secure up to 26. I mean, really, it's up to more than that. I think 50 characters. But 26 is a great character count in terms of numbers, letters, and ampersands and at symbols and things of that. That's the best and that's the most secure. If you do that, you should be pretty secure for a long time and you don't have to change it necessarily every quarter. And of course, two-factor authentication, adding that to it. So even if your 26 character password has been decoded, you still have an extra line of defense, the two-factor auth, which will allow you to get into your account, change your password right
Yep.
away. But
All
I
right.
will I will emphasize real
We're,
quick, if
we're,
you
we're
ever hear of a breach, change your password immediately.
Brandon Digital Strategist Fisher, found on X and Threads with username at Fisher and through website fisher.media. Thanks for coming on this morning. Have a great day.